Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays The Binding of Isaac. We're due for an Isaac run. I almost hit random by accident. Not that that worked out poorly for us last time. We ended up playing as Eve, and we got 1 HP, well, we got 2 HP upgrades. One from a golden chest. What's with the first floor mini bosses in the last few runs? This is weird, but one from a first floor mini boss, or from a golden chest, and one from a boss trap room later in the game that I actually squandered because I had 0 red hearts at the time that I actually, picked it up. Really? I'm not gonna complain too hard because we do have an extra item pedestal here. I know Brother Bobby's a special item that maybe makes it less likely we'll get more special items in the future, but we're not gonna get many other rerolls, so I've weighed the good and the bad and I've decided that this is how I'm gonna handle this. We're not gonna get any other rerolls on this floor, so this helps me with my post-purchase rationalization a little bit. But anyway, we got 2 HP upgrades in the last run, and we won, and it looked for a long time like we were not going to. It looked like we were just awaiting despair, but, yeah, late game Polyphemus and a lot of pretty lucky play actually ended up working out very much in our favor, and we won in an unreasonably comfortable way, considering that 4 rooms before the end, I was like, alright, let's just start this pain train, all aboard, the inevitable heat death of the universe, essentially. What do we have on this run so far? Well, we have Brother Bobby. We have Pageant Boy. If there had been like a nickel in there, it would have been way better because we might have been able to get something. Well, we actually would have needed like 2 nickels or a dime. But we might have been able to go to the shop, but sadly, that's not going to be the case. But still, we got Brother Bobby and Tough Love, which are acceptable items in my opinion, I think. Maybe my value scale is a bit skewed by the way that the last run went down and the fact that we didn't get very many useful items at all on that run until the exact moment when they mattered the most. I know for sure that skewed value aside, the relic is an amazing item, so I'm very happy to have that. And I'm hoping that, the troll engine, I almost give it a little bit of a personality. I'm hoping that it is like, you passed my test, let's go get ice cream, basically. Let's have a very comfortable run here. Secret room is looking like it's going to be a little bit of a sore spot on this run. Finding the library is okay. Probably fucked myself out of getting a deal with the devil by taking that red heart damage, but we'll see if maybe we get a little lucky here. If I was a secret room, where would I be? If I was a secret room, I might be here. Alright, well, it's not. In case you were just watching, or you're just listening along at home. I'm going to plant the bomb. That was miserable. I will probably end up saving my remaining bombs because we're going to do a decent job on Pin anyway, and Pin oftentimes I should say, ends up hurting itself, and if we can just get a couple of, good teeth to land here, then that will be lovely, and maybe we'll snag a deal with the devil and ride off into the sunset and live happily ever after. But we're going to need somebody to show up in the form of a dentite and give us something. Well, 2 HP upgrades is fine. We're not going to be able to get a deal with the devil, but 2 HP upgrades on this floor is nice. Probably not going to be able to access, well, definitely not going to be able to access the library. Probably not going to be able to access the shop. But in spite of that, Cursed Room is now on the table. It sucks. But we learned that the secret room was not adjacent to the Cursed Room just by going in there. So by process of elimination, this is looking pretty likely now, I would say. Basically, fuck. Well, in that case, I think what I'm going to do is look for the second secret room, which could quite reasonably be here. I'm not happy with my life and the choices I've made as an adult. But we'll take our HP and we'll leave. Having 5 HP going down to the 3rd floor is quite nice. If we ever do get a deal with the devil, well, we're in a good position to capitalize on it. For now, I can't be too salty. We've improved our damage a little bit, our DPS, I should say, and our individual tier damage when we, on the off chance do have a key that, or sorry, not a key, but the teeth fire. And Brother Bobby gives us a little bit of extra DPS, which is what I was trying to imply to start with. But we need a little bit more, certainly. And we're on the right floor to get it. As much as I hate Caves XL, or an XL floor in general, I'm excited to be in a position, at least we got our bomb back there. I'm excited to be in a floor that may have so many options for us to use our D6. Let's try to focus on the positive. More keys is great. That's both item rooms, or maybe an item room in a shop. Put a bomb down here, and maybe we'll get lucky and get something lovely there. Or we could also open a golden chest if we want to, but we'll need more keys before that becomes a really attractive proposition. There's one right there. And you know what? Now the golden chest actually looks kind of decent, because it could give us an opportunity to blow our reroll load here, or it could give us more keys, or it could just give us, you know, fate, which is an HP upgrade combined with a flying item. I didn't know that that could show up in golden chests. If I did know that at some point in the past, I've forgotten it because it happens so rarely. So I think it's fair to say that that, you know, enters the annals of greatest golden chest of all time, and it's pretty high on that list as well. Now, the unfortunate part is that I, you know, still am kind of squandering rerolls here, but it's kind of hard to be mad about that given the feedback that we got from that first golden chest. Really glad I opened it. Put it that way, it's going to be hard for any shop to come close to that. Any shop we would have opened, at least. That was awful damage on my part. That would have been even worse because I made the same mistake twice. Ouija board or, you know, any kind of spectral tears would be nice. We'll see. Missing page I'm not going to take. I think missing page is one of those items that actually can be bad for you. Or maybe it's just so not good that I've considered it bad. Doesn't it have a chance to spawn a familiar? That's umbilical cord. It has a chance to spawn a familiar when you get low on HP, does it not? Anyway. Or no, it has a chance to use the Necronomicon when you get low on HP. Alright, so it's just... It is one of those items that I just consider basically worthless. One of those trinkets, I should say. So we got the poop. Poop's pretty bad. See if we get lucky and maybe find something inside of these poops right here. I mean, I guess if I'm going to do that, I should not be a hypocrite. We'll throw down this poop as well. Doesn't appear that there was anything inside of there either. Do still have a key remaining. I have taken red heart damage on this floor, so deal with the devil's a little bit less likely, but we're still, you know, very comfortable relative to where we were on the last run, and to some extent that actually kind of scares me. I like being uncomfortable because it keeps that fire burning. Obviously, you can take it to the extreme and, you know, find yourself in a position where a win is extraordinarily unlikely or borderline impossible. But a little bit of hunger never hurt anybody, except yes, I realize that, you know, thousands of people starve to death every day. I wasn't trying to make that joke. Don't look for convenient opportunities to make people feel like an asshole when they're trying to, you know, just be nice. We have many reroll opportunities. Which, well, hopefully we'll just get Poison Touch here so that we don't have to worry about our reroll situation with respect to this room, but I think that might be tricky. How do we prioritize our rerolls? Well, until we get... I'm going to take this right away. Alright. Until we get 15 cents, I think we have to reroll one of the item rooms. If we get the 15 cents, I'd rather reroll the shop, though. Tears downgrade, really? And the reason I'd rather reroll the shop is because we can get a Nunsabit battery or 9-volt on there that would actually give me, you know, more rerolls to use on the remaining rooms that we come across or later on in the game. Well, and later on in the game. Still very happy with where we are on this run, but hoping for some sweet damage upgrades. Health is going to be fine, as you can probably see, but some damage upgrades would really take it to the next level. Damage and tears at this point, because we did just get a tears downgrade, which is unfortunate, but not altogether unexpected. Does happen from time to time. Really juggling the shit out of this Eyeless Ooze guy here. That problem is solved, and hopefully we'll find some reroll targets over here that we can get some good use of. Actually, no, hopefully we don't. Hopefully we just find good item pedestals, because I don't want to... I'm okay with backtracking. I would rather backtrack than not be able to take some items as a result of the staggering amount of fucking reroll opportunities we have here. So, very important as well, we are starting to get to the point where, you know, it's possible I might lose my Eternal Heart. Let's try our damnedest not to do that. Come on, more teeth, more teeth. I think I saw a tooth in there somewhere. Pretty good and pretty not so good, because we're not done yet. Really? Really? Okay. It's done. We got another key. We got a Spirit Heart to protect our existing heart, and we found our boss room. So... we will, in all likelihood, re-roll the bottle of pills again. I would say that is likeliest. Then we'll come back and talk about our situation with respect to our boss rooms. This floor still has the potential to be a real game changer. I mean, just by giving us the ability to fly and that HP upgrade, it's pretty darn good. But there's still multiple opportunities for this to turn out very, very well. That golden chest gave us Kane's Eye. Slightly better than the items the trinket that came before it, I should say. Maybe not worth a key, though. That's an HP upgrade. Maybe not the most take-worthy item in the game, but an acceptable choice for us, given our, you know, re-rolly situation here. We shall come up, down, all around. Welcome to the J. Smith Town. We'll probably go to one room first, and hopefully there will be enemies in it, just so our rerolls kind of line up for when we'll be in that second boss room, in case there's a deal with the devil, which I mean, I'm hoping for. We're going to have the HP, more than enough HP necessary to keep that going. Hopefully we keep this Eternal Heart alive. It is, you know, getting a little touch and go. We'll see, though. A little bit more money. I really want to, like, my ideal situation is to reroll that shop item into the Nun's Habit or something, or even anything that's worth purchasing. Because that's probably better than the upside on the item room. Alright, so we don't have to worry about the creep. That's a nice position to be in. We have to worry about the eyes. The eyes are really the most problematic part of the whole shebang here. Especially, well, now that the creep's gone, basically. But I can fly over and around here, and as long as we have patience on this fight, I mean, ideally it's best to keep my distance, but as long as we have patience on this fight, I don't see us running into too many problems, especially since we have to deal with both eyes from the start. Like, the fight doesn't get any worse. It's not like he's going to be shooting out eyes as we get further and further along. I probably shouldn't give them any ideas for Rebirth. Like, how about a peep that just shoots out, like, one eye every 10 seconds until the map is full of them, like it is with Envy. Or maybe like a spider peep that has 8 eyes that it shoots out. See, this is I'm the best interest of the player. I'm trying to make the game as devilish as is fucking possible. Those might collide. No, they got pretty close though. So we probably got a few more jumps from Peep left, if I had to guess. Almost dodged into that, but ended up being fine. And no more jumps from Peep, but certainly a very rerollable item in the form of Cat of Nine Tails. And then of course we'll get the pony as well. How lovely. What's better, Cat of Nine Tails or the pony? They both suck. We're gonna have rerolls out our ass here. Yep, had a feeling I was basically destined to get hit there. Any chance we could find the secret room? It's such a big floor that the secret room seems like a bit of a pipe dream. And just get out of the way of that. I don't know why I'm so worried about the creep. If I just back away from the creepy situations here, like the situations where I can actually be hit directly by the bombs, I would be fine, but I'm being a little bit over-aggressive, trying to get these shots in as close to the, you know, playing field as is possible. Just kill one of these things, please. The other one, you know, each one of them by themselves is not so bad. It's the fact that there's 2 of them. Now just hit some teeth, and then we'll all go home, you know? Maybe snag a deal with the devil here that doesn't require a reroll. And no deal with the devil. I say we reroll the pony. You know what? Yeah, we reroll the pony. It becomes an HP upgrade, so that's kind of par for the course at this point. We're going to have 8 HP when we leave this floor. At least 8 HP when we leave this floor, I should say. We've got another few rooms to maybe get some extra rerolls here. Kind of a disappointing floor, all things considered. I know that sounds snobby considering I got the ability to fly, but there are so many other possible, like, egregiously great payouts that we could have gotten here that it's a little bit disappointing to just get like 3 HP and the ability to fly and, you know, a lot of spirit arts and plenty of keys. It really makes me sound like an asshole when I phrase it like that, doesn't it? And I would really love to just get like 2 more cents. If we get 2 more cents, you know, reroll that shop item. Although rerolling Cat of Nine Tails would be lovely as well, but we really have no use for the latter, and we really don't have too much use for other boss items except for tiers and damage upgrades, and we're fairly likely to just get HP upgrades, so, you know, the rerolls are useful in a variety of situations. But I think our shop is our ideal one for now. That was the worst dodging of all time. I just didn't get nearly enough out of the way. Now, I'm trying to make the most of this floor because it is, you know, an XL floor. You really lose out if you skip a lot on an XL floor that isn't the womb or, you know, to a point where things get very dangerous. Still not done with this floor, kind of amazingly. I really, like, at this point, am looking to stack up damage. If I can just stack up damage, that's great. A super high rate of fire would be awesome. It would be cool if we can get a super high luck stat, but we're probably not going to get nearly enough pills to make that happen. I'm disappointed that I came through here, and I think it should be obvious why, but we're going to maybe lower our reroll chances by having done this. You know, I could probably just blow up one of the doors and leave and come, like, that's specifically the bottom door, and then leave and come back. We also can't gamble on that blood bank, unfortunately, because we'll lose our Eternal Heart, which I don't want to do. I was just thinking for a second. Don't worry, I'm still alive over here. I'm thinking we will go into the arcade, and inside of the arcade we'll blow these things up. And we got 1 cent. We got exactly what we put in back. I could sacrifice. I know we have rerolls. I know we have rerolls. Don't get me wrong. Let's take this pill, see what it is. Bombs are key. I'm okay with that. We're probably not going to get one more reroll at this point anyway. Yeah, that's the way it's looking. So, what I'm thinking is we'll just see if we can get to 15 cents, and then we'll use our rerolls accordingly, you know? Isaac's Fork is not good enough. If I have to go to the blood bank, I will, but I only want to do it if there's an item at the shop that I can't otherwise get that's worth buying. And right now, that's not the situation we're in. There's an item at the shop that's shitty, but we could reroll something else instead if we're not going to get the money anyway. So, oh, we have another pill. At least we're still going to keep that Eternal Heart alive. So, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to accept that we're not going to take the White Feather. And we are, well, we're probably just going to skip over Cat of Nine Tails. I'm going to reroll the shop item. And if I have to, I'll look for the secret room, but it's pretty unlikely that we'll find it. Yeah. If I have to sacrifice this Eternal Heart, we got enough HP on the floor anyway that I can feel okay about that if it lets us pick up Compass, and Unsabbath, Battery, 9-volt, etc., etc. Yeah, it'll let us pick up the 9-volt. And you know what? In picking up the 9-volt, we'll get another reroll that we can use on the White Feather. So I think that, or on Cat of Nine Tails, admittedly, and maybe get our HP back. But I think I'd rather use it on the White Feather. Crack the sky, I should say. What an interesting series of events we've had in front of us here. Very weird one. I'm gonna go through with this. Sucks that it couldn't work out perfectly, but we still got the value out of, and we actually might as well go pretty hard on this now. We still got the value out of Fate, obviously, just based on the fact that we got the ability to fly. And let's get enough money so that we don't have to worry about shops and finances for a long time, if possible. Looks like there's a decent amount of red hearts available around here. I would love to get the HP upgrade back as a result of this and get money instead, or as well. It's pretty unlikely, though. Come on. Hey, okay, well, there's our IV bag. We could reroll the IV bag instead, but it doesn't matter whether we reroll IV bag or Crack the Sky. They have exactly the same pool to draw from, I think. Isaac's Fork now might be better than Kane's Eye, but I like being able to control where my hearts are at for the most part, as long as I'm not at a considerable risk of death. That's nice. Considerable risk of death, also my favorite, like, tongue-in-cheek metalcore band. Anyway, we go, and we have 30 cents now, so we buy the 9-volt. The 9-volt gives us a reroll that we will use to reroll the White Feather, even though we could use it to reroll, admittedly, Cat of Nine Tails. I still think this is a more interesting kind of way to handle it. And we're not short on HP anyway. And we got Fat Odd Mushroom. So Fat Odd Mushroom gives us a Tears downgrade, but a damage upgrade and an HP upgrade. So we got our HP upgrade back in the whole scheme of things, and we have more money, and we have more damage. We paid for it with speed and Tears, I think, but that's still worth it in my opinion. I still don't think it's worth taking the shot speed upgrade. I think it's worth it for us to just leave, and then we'll see what awaits us on the next floor. But truth be told, I'm relatively pleased with the situation that we found ourselves in, and I think we got a lot of good stuff on this floor. The ability to fly, an HP upgrade, the 9-volt, money, a few HP upgrades, actually, I should say. And we'll leave. And this is good. This is fine. More deals with the devil still very much welcome, and more damage upgrades as well. Basically, we have a weird run. It's like having, you know, maybe you're a big lover of chicken wings. You can never put too much sauce on a chicken wing, unless maybe it's too spicy. But let's assume that that's not an issue in this particular case of the analogy. So, that's my favorite Maya song, by the way, the case of the analogy. But in any case of the analogy, yeah, we want more sauce. We already have a delicious food product here, which in this analogy is, you know, our attributes, our ability to kill things and not get killed ourselves. But we could use some more sauce, you know, some more buffalo sauce, basically. I feel like my brain is melting. Now, I don't think we buy Blue Candle first. I think we just immediately re-roll it. And we don't want the ladder, but we do have 9 volts, so we can get a fuck ton of re-rolls along the way here. Blue Candle is kind of tempting to get because our rate of fire is so low and our damage is not superb, even though we did get the Fat Odd Mushroom with the damage upgrade. Doesn't that sound like, you know, Bruce Springsteen introducing his band or something like that? We got big man over on the saxophone, Clarence Thomas, and Fat Odd Mushrooms bringing you the damage upgrades today. Go New Jersey! I actually like Bruce Springsteen, especially his early stuff, a lot. And it always bothers me when people they're like, oh, I only know Bruce Springsteen from, like, Born in the USA and The Rising. And I'm like, well, you know, those are cultural touchstones to a certain extent as well, but I will say, you know, Bruce Springsteen does have one of the most impressionable, one of the voices that's easiest to do like a derisive impression of. You know, in the day we sweaty hat on. Anyway, that maybe was terrible, but nobody at karaoke told me I was bad at it, so, you know, blame the enablers in this case. Now, Mr. Mega. Mr. Mega's pretty good. I'm gonna take Mr. Mega. 5 bombs is what it is, which is useful right now. Mr. Mega is mostly useful for its actual, like, effect on the bombs themselves. And if we end up getting pyro or something like that, or we just have a lot of bombs in the future for one reason or another, it'll be very nice to have this. So, I feel bad about, you know, not taking Mr. Mega if we had re-rolled it. Plus, we had another opportunity, or we had another situation that warranted our rerolls earlier, which is, you know, the ladder. And of course, then, you know, I'm recapping shit like 50 seconds after it actually happened here, but we rerolled a ladder, and it ended up turning into notched axe, thereby proving that, you know, maybe my good luck has run out, or suggesting, not proving, that maybe my good luck has run out so far. So, it's risky, but I'm gonna open it. Tammy's Head. Tammy's Head is another rerollable item, but it's a second priority after getting a decent item out of what could be our last shop that doesn't have a mini-boss in it. I'm trying to, like, you know, clarify my terminology when it comes to shops, because a shop with greed is actually still relatively plausibly good. Because you could get a Steam sale and reroll the Steam sale into another shop item. It's less likely to be good than a shop that doesn't have greed on it to begin with, but it still has, like, a very real chance. Now, we'll come down here. We have enough money to maybe buy that other key, which is good, because we've been using a lot to open golden chests, but first we reroll this, we get the compass. This is basically how we wanted this to shake down. And we buy our key. Okay, so now Tammy's Head becomes the reroll target of choice. We know that there's a greed in the mini-boss room, and I'm going to take this opportunity to actually fight greed. I probably should have waited, super greed actually. I probably should have waited until we had a, you know, maybe more likely reroll at the ready. That was a very good bomb. Make this fight a little smoother and easier. Ooh, that's bad damage. Don't take red heart damage. Don't take red heart damage. Sonic's not cheap. He's just fast. Well, we took some red heart damage. We also got the quarter. The quarter is also rerollable. It'll cost us a bomb to reroll it, but I'd rather reroll the secret room pool than reroll whatever the fuck Tammy's Head is gonna reroll into, so I think that's okay. I think I'll use a bomb to come back there and reroll it. And I'm not gonna be too picky. There's plenty of good secret room items. There's almost always a secret room item that's better than the one that you're about to pick up. But almost all of the secret room items have a use. The shovel might be one exception here. Unicorn horn would be one exception. But think about, you know, if we get raw liver or if we get a fetus item, I would take it. I'm not above taking a fetus item in a situation like this. You know, the game did not give me many outs on the last run. Whatever outs it gives me on this run, I'm going to take. We don't know what this pill does. It's a tears upgrade. That's actually quite nice. I've taken red heart damage, so I'm not going to sweat taking more red heart damage unless it puts us in real physical harm. Kind of regret bringing up the unicorn horn now that I see that it's the item we actually got, but as long as we keep getting bombs, I can use those as, you know, fuel to get inside of that secret room and reroll that item. And as long as we take shitty items out of the secret room pool, then that's good. Onk and 1-up, I value to some extent. Rerolling Tammy's Head is fairly likely to just give us fucking speed and range upgrades anyway, so I'm not too worried about, you know, not handling those maximally effectively. That's unfortunate, because we could really use money here to play that judgment. Kind of, that was bad. Kind of wishing I didn't buy that key now, but it's very rare that a key doesn't pay for itself. On average, at least. Not every key pays for itself, but most keys, well, not every key pays for itself, but one key can pay for like 6 keys not working out if you get the right item out of it. Bet you think that's fucking hilarious, game. Gave us a passive ability to fly, which we already have. That's what I get for saying that there's only a few secret room items that are not useful. That's still true. They're just not useful in this situation. Unicorn horn maybe not useful in many situations, but we got another spirit heart. That's something. It's great. Totally forgot, by the way, that we had the relic on this run, which is a really nice predictor of success. We have another bomb, thankfully, and we have another reroll. So we're gonna just not take that for a second. We're going to check this out first. I have to reroll this instead, as much as I'd love not to. I never want to speak about this floor again. This is your only job as a commenter on this video. This run exists exclusively within the confines of this video. We don't talk about this ever again. This floor, I should say. The run you can talk about, especially if we end up winning. Shout it from the heavens. But this floor we'll never speak of again. Lots of things just worked out in exactly the wrong way. I thought that maybe that would be the second secret room. Of course it wasn't. That's okay. Well, you know what? We're going to use maybe one more bomb here to get some money out of this slot machine. Fortune teller, I mean. Oh, at least we got a key and a bomb. Or we got our bomb back for it. What a weird floor. Gish. Okay, well, you know, the silver lining here is that Gish is a good item that doesn't benefit from having a reroll for anyway. Why would I do that? Yeah, total waste of a valuable Mr. Mega Bomb there. I don't know why I specify that they're Mr. Mega Bombs. It's like when Burger King insists on calling them like Satis Fries or something like that. You're like, just give me some, you know, we know what they are. Just give me the fries. You don't need to constantly mention the marketing materials in every single one, you know. You don't need to tell me these are Lay's salt and vinegar chips. We all know. You can see the blue on the bag. You don't need to tell me they're Miss Vicky's. Of course they're kettle cooked. Kettle cooked is actually a brand as well as a method now, isn't it? There you go. So it proves that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Which you should probably already know if you watch enough of these videos. Gish is, you know, first on board the pain train, as far as I'm concerned. At least we got a tiers upgrade in this floor. We got Mr. Mega as well. And we got the compass. So this floor is not a wash at all. It's just not as good as it could have been if everything had worked out in our favor. And no deal with the devil as expected. No more rerolls available here. Time to leave, I would say. Now, we're on Necropolis. And boy howdy, do we have a lot of shit awaiting us here. So, we actually do have a shop that doesn't have a mini-boss in it, and we know that because we can see that there's a different mini-boss here. We don't have an arcade, not surprising given our lack of finances, but we do have a boss trap room. How do I get into that? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, hopefully by virtue of a wonderful temperance card. We gotta, you know, lay down some suppressing fire on these hearts as, you know, as much as is possible anyway. The more of these guys we kill, the easier our life becomes. And if we could just land a renegade tooth in there somewhere, then it becomes a lot easier. There we go. That was actually not so bad. We also get Poison Touch, which is a reroll. Don't even get me started on Infestation, which is like basically a restaurant bringing you water when you say, you know, you're fine for a drink. It's something free, it's a good gesture, but it's not worth anything. And that's coming from someone who drinks a lot of water and who advises that you do too, you know, to really get the juices flowing. In any case, we'll be re-rolling that again. But one of the main reasons I re-rolled the virus to begin with, not just is its ubiquity, the fact that we'll probably find it elsewhere in the game as well, but the fact that we have at least a few more rooms available before we're going to be re-rolling anything else. So it seems smart to me to get one re-roll out of the question, or out of our system, if it was at all questionable that that item was going to be good or bad. So we will go through our boss fight here, mini boss fight I guess I should say, and Counterfeit Penny might help us get enough money to actually go to the shop and buy an item. I'm actually about to say it's going to seem like, you know, very convenient reasoning here, but I was really hoping that we would fight Gluttony because it's my favorite mini boss to fight for its chance of actually giving us a half decent item. It didn't, but you know, that's fine as well. We've already gotten his super item, I guess, the less than 3, so it was pretty unlikely that that was going to happen to begin with, I suppose. That's okay, though. Let's move along here. Inside of our item room, we find Polyphemus, right? Abel. Who's that boy? He's a disembodied head, floats around doing jack shit. His power is anything but fabled. Everyone knows it's Abel. That's me. Blatant, you know, South Park ripoff joke. But I think that that's almost like, the South Park joke is a ripoff of that, you know, song from the 70s. That's like, you know, everyone knows it's Mindy. Anyway, I can't get it into my head now because I have the Butter song stuck in my head. But what do we have in our secret room? Ooh, enough money to not get an item from the shop. You're too kind, game. Let's check out this room quickly, shall we? Okay, that was worthwhile. We had to get hurt on the way out of there. I maybe should have done it in a way that didn't cost me so much, or not so much, but an unnecessary bomb. But, you know, this saves us from losing some reroll charges ineffectively. And how do I feel about this run? Like, this is roughly the time when we would normally start talking about stuff like that. I feel alright. But I do also think that maybe on the surface, it looks like it's a little stronger than it actually is. Like, I don't know if we have as much killing power as I actually look like I do. I hope that I do, but I don't think that I do. Alright, lard is really going to impact our speed. We are going to be as slow as Malaffy Taffy here. But we're also going to be still flying, completely breaking the laws of physics, which is wonderful in our current situation. Speed upgrades relatively easy to come by relative to some other attribute upgrades. Plenty of opportunities for us to snag those. And as long as we can get in a safe place, it doesn't really matter how fast we are for most possible encounters. There are some encounters where it matters. This room is not one of them, though, thankfully. Positioning can save us a lot of hardship here. And I took a lard because I'm really hoping that at some point we'll snag a deal with the devil that I can trade some of this HP for, you know, damage for. But if not, then we're tanking. We're committed to tanking, so every HP that I get helps. Every HP that we get helps a little bit less than the HP that came before it, but you don't know what that magic number is, do you? Neither do I. 13 might be enough. Or maybe it's not, and maybe 15 is the magic number, so I don't know. Right now we're at like 10. This is a room where speed actually does matter a little bit. Probably could use maybe 3 or 4 speed upgrades right now, but I'd settle for 1. We got 15 cents. Since we're not going to fight a boss on this floor that isn't Mom anyway, we might as well take our free Spirit Heart and then re-roll the shit out of this. It might be 15 cents down the drain. It might not be 15 cents down the drain, though. How do you ever think about that? Yeah. And at least now we ensure the Book of Revelations won't show up again. For better or for worse, I suppose. But really, I'm looking for a better item in there. And if we end up losing 15 cents to make it happen, well, we didn't really lose 15 cents because we got a Spirit Heart out of it. We just drastically overpaid for a Spirit Heart, which also doesn't make me feel great. But, you know, there are worse things in life than expensive health, right? As long as we can afford it, it's an asset. Now, this probably will be our last reroll in the shop, so I'm really banking on that good shit. Anything that augments our spacebar item at this point, or maybe a Mohm's Purse, or I don't know what else. Bumfriend might actually be one of the better items we would expect to get at this point, but we'll see how that works out for us. Hello, Kate. Hello, Ruka's gonna jump and see you, but he's asleep. Oh, alright. Renewed focus. Let's do this. I forgot that we didn't have the map. Actually, the map is probably the best item that we could get there. Ruka, it's okay. You can jump down and see Kate. It's alright. Why do you look so salty? You just woke up and Ruka's like booting like an OS here. You gotta get a solid state hard drive. Seriously, you're a slow kitty right now. This room should also be one where speed doesn't matter. But I find myself a little bit perturbed by it regardless. Let's keep this up. And as long as we can pick up one speed upgrade, I feel like it's all good. Okay, we've got a balanced amount of consumables. Plenty of Spirit Hearts. Damage is not amazing. But we've got a good canvas here. You know, we've got a good base. If this was a sandwich, we would have the bread right now. And the bread would be like a lovely artisan baguette of some kind that any sandwich would be lucky to have. But it's not filled with anything yet. We still need to go to the grocery store, perhaps visit the deli. And if we end up just putting, you know, like peanut butter and a half jar of pickles on it, that's not going to be a great sandwich in spite of the bread. And if we end up, you know, putting some delicious, you know, honey roasted ham or something like that, then it could end up helping us out a lot. Maybe an Asiago cheese with sprinkling of black pepper and a nice dash of balsamic vinegar or something like that. I don't even know if that sandwich would work. That sounds a little bit clashing and terrible, but we'll see. I don't care if it clashes as long as it keeps me well fed here. This is what I'm worried about basically on this run, is that our damage right now is not good. It's, if you take our rate of fire into account, it's still not great. but it is maybe a little bit better. But our individual damage from each tier is kind of god-awful. It's taking us forever to even get to the halfway point in this mom fight, so imagine how this is going to be when/if we end up fighting Isaac and Blue Baby. And I'm not trying to be cocky by saying, you know, when we fight Blue Baby instead of if, but let's be honest, at least for Isaac, maybe not for Blue Baby, we have enough HP to tank us to that point of the game, even if our damage sucks really, really badly, which it may, and I haven't totally decided on that one yet. Amazingly didn't get hit there. This is a much longer fight than I'm used to. Missing that Eve run already, as strange as it may seem. We got a lot of the same items, at least showing up on this run, as we did on the last run. Brimstone showed up, you know, 9 lives showed up. We didn't take either. I'm actually happy to have that speed upgrade. Let's leave. We're still slow, but let's leave. Alright, thankfully, not an XL floor, which gives us a much greater chance of snagging a deal with the devil. Ooh, our HP is not as good as I thought it was, actually. It's starting to feel the burn a little bit. Spirit hearts are almost gone. I could have looked at that, but I was just tunnel visioning on the boss fight instead. That's alright. Take it one step at a time. First floor here is a big step if we can snag a deal with the devil that gives us a great item. Or multiple great items, even. Gertie Jr. This room is speed dependent, but luckily, he's dependent on speed as well, and that's going to be problematic with Gish Jr. firing away. It's a G Jr. versus G Jr. My bet is on whoever wins, we lose a little bit. And there it is. Shouldn't have put myself in that corner. Didn't really give myself a very good escape path. And you're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. Okay. Continue moving along here. Now, normally at this point of the game, I like to be a lot more comfortable than I actually am at the present moment. That's alright. One more room to get to this boss. This is not an overly heinous room. This is a fairly average room for this point in the game. But the next room is of critical importance. Don't be a single cube of meat. Don't be Conquest. Ideally, the Fallen or something like that. Work with me here. You should be deceased, as far as I'm concerned. I hate when they go under, because they could pop up near me and cause problems. Another Spirit Heart, couple of keys. Good keys now. Last assist is... yeah, the closest thing to an ideal boss fight that is not the Fallen that we could possibly hope to, you know, run into here. So it's not as easy as it looks on the surface when your damage is not incredible, but it's also not super tough here. He says as he takes some damage, but it wasn't red heart damage. Still will lower our deal with the devil chance, I think, but it was not red heart damage. If we can avoid taking red heart damage, the world could be our oyster if we could just get a mom's knife, which is not brimstone. It's not brimstone, so I feel like I can take it. Come on, work with me. No deal with the devil. Coin purse, which I picked up because I want tears upgrades. Not tears downgrades specifically, and telepills. Well, shit. I don't know what to say really right now. I was just weighing my options to some extent. I don't think we're fucked on this run. I just think it's a tougher road than I would have liked. I think I'm not going to use telepills. I'm also not going to prioritize curse room or library. I'm just going to go straight for the mom's heart boss fight. We'll probably telepills on the next floor if we're far away from Isaac. If we're close, we might just stick with it. You know, telepills can be kind of risky. I don't want to use it on this floor in case we get like an I Am Air room and end up, you know, being forced to go to Shoal instead of going to the cathedral. The mom's heart boss fight should be fine, and we can count this as a small victory for if we beat mom's heart, which is extremely likely. But, you know, I've wanted something more for this entire run. We don't really have enough bombs to commit them to both the mom's heart boss fight and the Isaac fight, so I think we're going to have an old-fashioned Isaac fight. We're going to use our bombs on mom's heart because I think that makes that fight much easier proportionally to the bomb situation on the Isaac fight. Especially with only 4 bombs, I think they're better used on the mom fight. Really thought we could get out of that without getting hit. What about this? Ah, we got another bomb back. Okay. Probably not going to telepills out of this. And we could go down to Shoal. There's always a contingent of people who want me to go down to Shoal, and I understand it. Because Shoal, you know, gives me probably like an 80% chance of victory instead of a 20% chance of victory. And also, the Satan boss fight is a lot more interesting than the Isaac and Blue Baby boss fight. So I totally understand that, but I think I'm in a position where I'm going to go for broke. Please tell me that this puts us in a state where she fires bombs continuously. We missed with that last Mr. Mega, which means we're going to have to deal with Duke of Flies. You know, shit happens, I suppose. Duke of Flies comes out, and actually we may have to deal with, yeah, we are going to have to deal with Chubb as well, unfortunately. And what a kind of a false start of a run right now. Again, still not over, but looking quite dubious right now, with its finger and its thumb in the shape of an ubius on its forehead. That's not really how the rhyming scheme works in the original magnum opus of Smash Mouth, but you get the idea. Oh, okay, not very good. Taking a lot of damage on this mom's heart boss fight. I'm starting to feel like this run is petering out of steam. It's weird, because I know that, you know, it looks like, hey, Northernlion, like, how did you suck so bad on this run when you succeeded on that Eve run, when you got way less? I got way less. It's like going to the grocery store and you want to, your friend saying to the grocery store, he says, hey, get me the ingredients for, you know, roast chicken or something like that. And on that Eve run, what'd you come back with? You came back with a whole fucking chicken. And he's like, wow, you couldn't have gotten, like, any sides or anything like that? You couldn't have gotten, like, a gravy or something? And you're like, you said roast chicken, that's what I got. We had exactly what we needed to survive on that run and nothing more. And this run, our friend sent us to the chicken for, you know, a roast chicken, the ingredients to make a roast chicken dinner. We came back with, like, a box of chicken wings and, you know, some crispers and, so, you know, Nestle drumsticks. And he's like, what the fuck, dude? I can't make a roast chicken out of this. And you're like, yeah, but look at all this other shit you got that doesn't matter at all. So that telepills actually fucked shit up. I am way further away from the boss as a result of that nightmare. That being said, it's not a lost run yet to play on my own easily made fun of catchphrase. Come on, greed. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to carry me right now. Alright, well, this is not going very well. I've taken like 5 hits on this greed fight. I don't know what gave up first. Did the game give up on me or did I give up on the game? And hearts. 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 Not hurts. That's if you want a car rental. Or a donut. Oh, good! Our tinted rock did not even give us spirit hearts. In this case, it gave us a golden chest. That is not a golden sun up in the sky in this case. And then the golden chest, I went out of my way. Oh, that went over top of the rock. You saw it. I'm not happy with that run, but I hope you are. If you are, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow with another Isaac run.